Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a favorites video for you. It's going to be my Holy Grail products and all of the stuff that I basically use whenever I do my makeup, and I pretty much have all of this in my tutorials before, but I use them so much that I just wanted to share them with you guys. Let's just go ahead and get right into the video because it's going to be a long one. So starting off at the base, obviously primer is so important, and honestly I feel like when I was younger I did not care much about primer because it's just another makeup expense and I didn't feel like it was really necessary, and I didn't really know how to use it or what the purpose of it was. But once I started watching more like tutorials and started getting more into makeup, I realized that it is actually really important to have a base, because without the base your makeup will literally just not stay on, and it will also help it apply better as well. So if you are not using a primer right now, I highly recommend you to, because for example, I'm very oily, and when I didn't use a primer I would stay oily throughout the day, or I would get oily and I don't know why, and it's just so uncomfortable because then my makeup will be sliding around and everything. So I started using primer and I realized that is what makes your makeup stay and also look so flawless and stay on better. And of course that's if you use the right one for your skin type. So I went through a lot of primer to get me to this one right here, and this is the Tarte Timeless Soothing Primer. I use this in basically all my tutorials, and I always wear this when I'm going out for a longer day or anything like that. It is a mattifying primer. A lot of people always ask me how I make my skin look so flawless, or ask me how or like what products I use for skincare, but to be honest my skin has been through it a lot. Like, I am naturally acne prone, so I break out a lot, and I have my good seasons and my bad seasons. Right now I'm currently in bad, but people are still asking me till this day what I use for skincare when I post makeup pictures, but I really don't know specifically my skincare routine yet. But for sure this is what helps it look so flawless and so nice, because without this my makeup probably would not stay on as long and it would look really cakey. So of course this has been a lifesaver, and I really like it because it lasts a really long time. I would say I go through one of these about, I don't know, a couple months, maybe 4 to 5 months, and that's even if I apply makeup on every single day, because you don't really need to use a lot of products, and it is more expensive because it is Tarte, but again it does last longer, and most of the things that I will be showing are higher end. And if you guys want me to do like a low drugstore version, I could definitely do that as well. But yeah, the more money you spend on something, it most likely is going to last you longer and the quality is going to be better. So this is something that I definitely can splurge on and do splurge on, because it, again, like I said, it is the base of your makeup and you're going to want everything to look flawless and nice, and it starts off with the base. Moving on to my favorite foundations. So I couldn't choose between the two of them because they have different purposes, but for my everyday foundation I always use the Dose of Colors Meet Matte Hue, because this is a really nice foundation and it stays on really nice all day long. I used to be a server, and when I would serve I would wear this foundation, and by the end of the day it would still look amazing. This is a matte foundation, and I know they came out with a luminous one, which I haven't tried yet because of course I am oily, so I usually don't go for luminous looking foundations, but I do love this one a lot. It's not too matte where you literally don't have any dimension at all. It does have a little bit of sheen to it, and I would say it is like a medium to full coverage, which is what I like about it as well, because full coverage. I used to always wear full coverage foundations, and they're really thick and they're really nice. Again, like I said, I am more acne prone, so of course I wore more full coverage in the past, but now that I'm getting older, my acne isn't as bad as it was back then when I was in like high school and stuff. So I have been liking more medium to full coverage, and this is perfect for that. And then my other favorite foundation is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation. This is a really full coverage matte foundation, so when I am having more problem areas or if I'm going out, then I will use this one, and I find that it is really comfortable for how full coverage and how heavy duty it is, I would say, because obviously with full coverage foundations will be thicker and they're gonna feel a little bit more cakey, but I don't feel that with this one. Is because it's so full coverage, you don't have to use a lot of it as well, and it is more on the pricier side because it's Marc Jacobs, so I think it's like $60, maybe $70. I don't use it a lot because of that reason, but it is a really good splurge. My favorite concealer is the ColourPop No Filter concealer. This is honestly the best concealer I have ever used, and honestly it's so inexpensive. It's I think $6.50, maybe they raised it, but I use this all the time. It has a lot of product in it, and honestly it's inexpensive, like I said, and it is really full coverage. So I have really bad under eyes, and I mainly use that for that, or this for that, and then I also use it for highlighting and basically just brightening up my face. And I find that this is really versatile, and it's not just like for specific parts, because I know a lot of like other concealers, I just like to use it for my under eyes or for my blemishes and stuff like that, and I feel like this is amazing because you can use it for multiple purposes. And this is a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, which I used to use religiously, but I don't use that one anymore because it just got more and more expensive, and I felt like it was running out a lot quicker than usual, so I was just going through it really fast, and it was just not working for me anymore because obviously I don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a concealer when I can find something that is just as good for a cheaper price. So I started using this, and honestly it is very comparable, but what I like about this is it's not as thick as the Tarte Shape Tape. So if you are using the Tarte Shape Tape and are looking for something more inexpensive, definitely try this one out. So for my face powders, I have gone through a lot of face powders because I am like a really weird kind of like skin tone. Like I am on the yellow side, but I'm also really light, so if I use like a lighter powder, it's gonna look too transparent and too bright. And honestly, I've been on the hunt for a really good powder for me. I used the No Color powder by RCMA, and then I used the Derma Blend, and I used Airspun, and I think I used the e.l.f. one before, and a bunch of other ones, but they just like really don't work for me. And I know a lot of people love those, and I thought I used to like them too, but once I like started looking back at like my old pictures, I realized the flashback was so bad. So I finally found the perfect one for my skin tone and for me, and it is the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. This setting powder is so fine, which is what I love about it, because I hate when it's so grainy. Like if I compare it to like the Derma Blend one, that one is really fine as well, but I feel like it's too fine to the point where it just feels really like not smooth anymore. And with this one, it's really smooth, and when I apply it, it doesn't just fall apart everywhere. It's just kind of like a really nice beige, but it's not too beigey where it's just basically like face powder. It's more of like a translucent, and I really like that because it makes my under eyes a little bit brighter, but not too bright to the point where I'm gonna have horrible flashback. And that's the main thing about my powders because I love taking pictures, and honestly nothing is more embarrassing than taking a picture even without flash and having the brightest under eyes in the world and it looks just so crazy. So I really love this. I've never had a problem with flashback with it at all, and I use it for my under eyes and my regular face powder, and it definitely helps my makeup look and feel better. Also, not only on me but on multiple people that I have done their makeup, like my sisters or my friends and stuff like that, they're usually way darker than me, and I still use this powder and it looks amazing on them as well. So it's very versatile, and I know they do have a darker shade too, so for the deeper skin tones they got you. Now moving on to contouring. This is my favorite bronzer. Obviously you guys see it in every single one of my makeup tutorials, and it has hit pan so badly, but it has lasted me so long too because it is ginormous, like literally. This is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronzer. I feel like I have spent a lot of time obviously finding the best bronzer for me because I don't know with my skin tone at first. Like I didn't know if I would look better with like an ashier one or an oranger one, and it's just really hard finding the perfect bronzer for you. And I know a lot of brands like have different tones for the specific skin types, but for me I just feel like I've always had trouble because it looked way too orange, and that's why I really love this one because it doesn't have that oranginess on me. It's more of like a natural bronze, and I have yet to find a dupe for this. So if you guys know a dupe for it, please let me know because this is actually pretty expensive, but it's so worth it. So for contouring, which I don't just use my bronzer for because you definitely have to use all different kinds of shades, so I have been using this Anastasia contour palette. I've used a lot of other ones in the past, but I feel like this one is the best because it is very easy to work with. It's not so chalky, and honestly I feel like it has lasted me a pretty long time as well. I love all of the shades in here. Mine's like so beat up. Nice because it has like the more brown ones, orange ones, and like the lighter ones if that's what you're into. And this is the tan to deep. And I just feel like these shades just really blend nicely with a bunch of my other bronzers and my face makeup as well. My favorite highlighter, the best part of it all, I love this I Love Study and Dose of Colors collab, and this is Soulmate. I have hit pan on it, which is so crazy because I've never hit pan on a highlighter ever, and I never thought it'd be possible because you use it in such the smallest spots. Yeah, this one is my favorite because it's literally always beaming. I'm wearing it today. Really so beautiful with faux beads and just like natural looks as well, because even though it's really blinding, I feel like it still makes your makeup look really fresh and luminous. Every time I use a highlighter, I always mix it in with this one because it's just so good. Like I always tell myself, you know, I need to use all my other highlighters because I have so much, but I always come back to this one or add this one to my other highlighters. Now if I want more of a really bright extra sheen highlighter, then I love the Bretman Rock highlighter from Wet n Wild. So this one's actually really inexpensive. I think it was only like $8 or so, and it comes with two different colors. I'm wearing the pink one today with the I Love Study one, but I just think that it's just so beautiful because it's not as grainy looking as a lot of the other ones that I have tried in the past. Even though it's like a loose glitter, it's so bright, but it's so smooth as well. Like it just melts into your highlighter so well, and it doesn't beam and make you look so like cakey and textured. That's what I hate about loose highlighters, because sometimes they aren't like fine enough to the point where it's gonna just go on your skin like butter. It just looks so cakey and grainy, and this one definitely does not do that, and that's why I like it so much. So for my lip favorites, I have two here that is always my go-to. This is the Morphe liquid lipstick in Virgin. I am not a huge lipstick person. I have a bunch of lipsticks, but I don't really wear them because, like, I don't know, it just bothers me when I am trying to like eat or just do things. It just kind of gets everywhere, so I don't always wear lipstick. But I really like this one because it is a liquid lipstick, but it's not drying like the ColourPop ones and the Kylie ones and like just other liquid lipsticks. And I like it because it's not too thick and it's not too thin. So like the Jeffree Star ones are too thin, and it just like feels like you have to build so much for it to look good. And I feel like with this one you don't have to build too much, and it just looks nice right away, and it just dries really nicely, and it pretty much looks like regular lipstick versus like a super drying liquid lipstick. And it's a really pretty nude too. I'm wearing today is actually the Lancome. It's a sheer one. I don't know the name of it, but it's shade 237. So this one is really subtle. It is a nude as well, and I'm wearing it. It's sheer, so that's what I like about it, because I don't have to try so hard on outlining my lips or making sure that it's on perfect. And it's just kind of like a chapstick like lip gloss, and that's what I like because, again, I don't really care for lipstick, so it just brings more color back into my makeup look and just to my lips and stuff like that. So it's just like a subtle, really pretty color, and it's just really comfortable, and I don't want to continue having to apply lipstick, and this one definitely does not require that. So I really love that about this, and it's usually my everyday lipstick when I wear makeup. Moving on to eyes, my favorite palette is the Friendcation palette by Desi X Katie Dose of Colors. This is honestly my favorite palette because it is very neutral, and I love my neutral looks. Like, you can do so much with it too, because it does have a little bit of color here, and then the shimmers in here are just so amazing, and I love to just like lay them all over my eyes whenever I want to do like dramatic looks and stuff, because it's just so pretty, and the gold reflex and all of them are just amazing. And the best, literally the best eyeshadow ever is Just a Kiss right here. This gold eyeshadow with the reflex in it. Every single time I wear it and I go out, or even like when I wear it to work back then, people would always tell me that my eyeshadow is so pretty, and I literally just only put that on my eyes with like a little bit of bronzer for the crease, and people would tell me that my eyeshadow is so pretty, and they always ask me what I use, and it's always this right here, or just usually like the most simple makeup ever, and people tell me that it's pretty. And yeah, I love this so much. I use it all the time. Every time I do a makeup look, I always come back to that shade and put it like in my inner corners or just on the lid in general. And when I do other people's makeup, I always reach for this palette, and I literally take this everywhere with me. And what I really love about this palette is it's so thin and so sleek, because I love the Anastasia palettes, but they're a little bit too thick for me, and it's just kind of annoying because sometimes it doesn't fit like in my makeup bag or like my travel bags and stuff. So this one is like perfect because it's so thin and it's not too long or too wide as well, and it just fits perfectly with my stuff. My favorite brow product is the Anastasia Brow Definer. I used to be a lover of the pomade, and everybody's been there. Some people still love it and still use it all the time, which I understand why you would, but honestly, I have been doing more like natural, lighter brows, and I feel like this has definitely made it a lot easier to achieve that, because the pomade is a little too dark and it's a lot of product, so it always made my brows look so dark in the past. And when I look at my brows in the past, I'm like, my brows were so dark and so gross, and I'm so glad that I have now the perfect brow shape and brow shade for me specifically. But I feel like this is the perfect product to use because it is shaped with an angle like this, and it is a little bit thicker, and you can use a lot more of the shape to help you fill in your brows versus the brow wiz I do love, but it is a little too defined for me to do my entire brows with. So I love that to fill, but to shape and to basically make my brows darker. This is the perfect product for it. Move on to liquid liner. My holy grail liquid liner is the Stila waterproof all day eyeliner. I love this because it is like the perfect black. I hate when I buy a liquid liner and it's supposed to be black, but it's like kind of ashy. It dries more on the gray side, and obviously you want a black eyeliner, and this one I feel like it definitely stays on really well. Even when you're trying to work with it, it's just so easy, and the tip of it is just so perfect. Like that. It's so amazing. I feel like the tip is so good, and I really don't like brush tips, so this one is a felt tip, and a lot of people do rave about this one, and I never really care for it because honestly, like, it is a little bit more expensive, so I didn't really care for it. But once I started using it, I realized why everybody loves it and why it's so good, because it stays on so nicely. For eyelashes, my favorite is the Miami Lily lashes. I love these lashes so much, and they are obviously on the pricier side, which is why I stayed away from them for a long time, because they're not cheap at all. I think it's like 30 bucks for a pair of lashes, and that's really expensive, and it honestly lasts pretty long. I would say I wear them about 20 times before I would have to move on to a new pair of lashes if you take good care of them. And I feel like that goes for most eyelashes, if they're good quality. But I mean, if they're not, then they're probably not gonna last more than like 2 wears or so. But yeah, these are my go-to lashes. I love wearing them for any kind of look, like I said, and I restock them all the time. And yeah, I'm not wearing them today though because I wanted to change it up a little bit. And yes, I know some people don't like them because they aren't cruelty free, because it is mink, but they do have like, or the fox versions too, and I think these are them. Yeah, I think they sell them at Ulta, and they should have them on the Lily Lashes website, but I bought these ones from Ulta, so it is not mink. And lastly, my favorite lash glue is the House of Lashes lash glue, specifically the clear / white one. I love the black one, but that one just gets everywhere. But regardless of that, I love this lash glue so much. Like, I have gone through so many lash glues that made no sense to me, because they would literally not even be able to, like, I wouldn't even be able to apply eyelashes with some of the lash glues that I have tried in the past. It would dry up so fast, or it's just so wet that it just doesn't dry at all. And when they get wet, it's just like, it's not good at all, and your lashes don't stay on. But with this here, your lashes will not ever fall off. And this is like really inexpensive. I think it's only $6 or $8, and they now sell it at Target. So if you don't want to go and purchase it online, because I know some people don't like to online shop, you can get it in stores as well now that they have it at Target. So yeah, only thing about this is that if you don't like it being so tacky and you don't want it to like be on your lashes forever, then you might not like this one. But I feel like it's not that hard to just get it off your eyes if you just use like oil-based makeup removers and stuff, so it won't stay on your eyelids forever. And honestly, I'd much rather have that than lashes that are not gonna stay on all day. Alrighty, you guys, that completes the video for today. Again, I know it was a long one, but if you made it this far, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and definitely leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys want to see next. And of course, again, I will be linking everything down below, so if you guys want to purchase any of the products or just look at it and see your options, you can definitely go down and I will link everything there for you, and that's where you can purchase it. Really easy as well. And yeah, if you have any products that you love and would like to share with me, definitely do leave that down below or message me. That would be awesome. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.